the big news right off the bat. As you know, Governor Steve Sisolak had a press conference yesterday at around 5 p.m. And in that press conference, he talked about a lot of things. I think he showed empathy towards people, and he talked about his vision for what's going to be happening here. He has loosened up some of these rules as far as golf and tennis right away. That implemented today. But he also said, he wants to get to phase one, and these next couple weeks are going to dictate when phase one starts. Most likely, not at exact time, most likely it'll be sometime around mid-May where phase one does start. And then he talked about how do we get to phase two? How do we get to phase three? Took questions from the media. But I agree with the way he's going about this. He's going about it very slowly. He's being very careful about this. And here's a little, when I said he shows empathy, and he showed empathy before. Governor Sisolak, laid out this road to recovery. And in this clip in the press conference yesterday, he addressed, people's frustrations with this stay-at-home order. So have a listen to this.
The fog feels like it's clearing away, and many of you are probably asking why you're sitting at home. Why are schools closed? Why can't you grab a beer with your buddies or go to a game with your family? I get it. I really do. Because we've done such a good job, the threat of COVID-19 feels distant and abstract. To many, it might not feel as scary anymore. But I have the unfortunate responsibility to remind all of us that the threat remains real.
I agree with him. He knows how serious this threat is. He also understands that there are people out there struggling, like I think most of us do, when it comes to unemployment, when it comes to small business. In my personal opinion, and we'll talk about this, he's going about it the right way. He's, not going to rush into anything like some of these other states are doing. He's going to go into this slowly and methodically and make sure that people are safe. It might not be perfect, but I think he's going about it the right way. But while this was all going on, guys, and you have the governor talking yesterday, and governors are trying to figure out, okay, how do we get things back to where we want it to be? This is what was going on in Michigan, ladies and gentlemen. In Michigan, protesters started to go inside the Capitol with their guns, some of them, by the way, with Confederate flags, rushing into the state Capitol. Some people are comparing them to terrorists. Intimidation, think they're tough guys with their guns, screaming, hooting and hollering, and yelling because they're a bunch of dopes. I want you, quickly here, to have a listen to this. This is what it sounded like inside this Michigan protest inside the Capitol. Have a listen to this. Yeah, what a bunch of dopes. Let me be very clear, okay? We'll get back to Sisolak here in a second. If you're one of those people that was in Michigan that marched into the Capitol, some of whom had camouflage on, looking like a bunch of dopes, some of them with their AR-15s, screaming and yelling, I'll say it again, you are some of the most ignorant and trashiest human beings this country has to offer. You accomplished nothing. You look like a fool. And, this is Trump America, folks. Every Donald Trump supporter do this? No. But make no mistake about it, there were no Democrats there. There were no Biden signs. These were a bunch of Make America Great Again people that are representing the President of the United States, and don't tell me that Donald Trump has nothing to do with this. He said, liberate Michigan. He is absolutely part of the reason why this is going on right now. People screaming and yelling obscenities with their camouflage. Yes, there were some Confederate flags there yesterday with their AR-15s. Some people are calling you terrorists. While you didn't kill anybody, you are certainly frightening people and scaring people. Explain to me the other reason why you would walk in there with an AR-15 other than to intimidate people. Don't you talk to me about it's your First or Second Amendment right. Don't you give me that excuse.
Which it is.
Yeah. So do you support the way they handled that protest in Michigan yesterday?
I don't want to really talk about Michigan that much, but no, I don't support the way they handled it. Obviously, I'm not a huge fan of people using guns to leverage intimidation and to get things done like that. That being said, there was no shots fired, Brian.
Doesn't have to be shots fired for me to make my point.
I'm not really sure you even made a point, but there were no.
What do you mean I didn't make a point?
There were no shots fired.
You don't think I made a point?
And the state of Michigan,
I'm telling you, these people are morons. They're idiots.
Is very, very angry. In fact, I think Wisconsin is about to get very, very angry.
So if you're angry, that's okay to go to a state capitol
there was a woman 2 days ago. Her daughter was arrested, or she was. The police came to her because her daughter was playing with her friend.
What does that have to do with what happened at the
neighbor.
state capitol?
Well, I'm just saying that there's a lot of people that are angry across the country right now.
I don't
Brian.
doubt that.
A lot of people.
I don't doubt that.
A lot of people in Nevada are very, very angry as well.
Some people.
And I thought Steve Sisolak's speech was extremely. I thought it was terrible. I don't think there's a plan. I think that this phased out process. Okay, so you have all these people in the entertainment capital of the world that are just in lockdown. They have all this pent up energy to do things, and so you gradually open things up. Well, if you're going to gradually open things up, then aren't people going to go wherever those things are open? So if there's only a couple things open and you've got 2 million people that want to get out and do something, they're going to go to the same place. They're going to gradually gravitate to the same place, which is going to make the virus spread even faster. That's why the gradual reopening doesn't make a lot of sense, Brian. Because if you're sitting at home and you want to go out and you want to go somewhere and you find out that, okay, well, I can now go to a basketball court or a pickleball court. And we're not even talking about that. Brian, how are we not in phase one? We have 5,200 cases in the entire state. And of those, only 1,850 are active, Brian. We have the lowest active percentage rate for cases in the United States. We're the second lowest of states that have over 1,000 cases. So the chance of you actually getting the virus in Las Vegas is not very high. For example, in Nebraska, there's 3,900 cases. 3,800 of them are active. That's a 99% active rate. And what that means in Nevada is, has there been 237 deaths? Yes, which is very, very low for the rest of the country. That being said, there's also been a lot of recoveries, and we have absolutely no idea when the virus, and I've said this probably 15 times, when the virus actually got here, when it started circulating. Antibody tests are saying that, and we have someone coming on next week to actually who had an antibody test that he got back, from being sick in December, but antibody tests are showing that this virus has circulated here for quite some time. So Sisolak can't just say, well, there's a reason why our cases are low. He doesn't know. The grocery stores have been open every single day for the last 3 months. There's 10 to 20,000 going through there every single day. That's not going to change. He has no idea, and he makes these very definitive, confident statements with very little backing them. Because again, we don't know when the virus got here. We have no idea how long it's been circulating, and we don't know the mortality rate,
Chris,
and we don't know if hot weather, although there's been conversations that it does, but we don't know if hot weather stops it from spreading worse.
I want to circle back, though, to the topic at hand, of course, which is the protesters across the country.
Well,
obviously, the topic at hand is the protesters. Yes, he's basically talking about the situation regarding not just in Michigan. Of course, there's been protests around the country. Yes, people are concerned out there, okay? People are worried about their financial security, about their health security out there. The uncertainty has created this type of atmosphere. But it is unacceptable to have people with loaded weapons rolling into state institutions, okay, and blocking public officials and lawmakers from doing their job or practicing any type of intimidation. There's nothing. This is the United States of America. This is not countries that do that, okay? So it was absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion, the way that it was handled. So the question, I guess, was, what do you think about the protesters and how they handled it? I think it's not something that we do here in the United States of America, okay? Yes, we have rights. Yes, everybody is, and by the way, a lot of us sympathize with these protesters. 80 to 90% of Americans, basically 100% of Americans, I think, want to get back to work. 100% of Americans want to open up society, okay? But 80 to 90% of Americans, and that's not just some number I'm throwing out there, 80 to 90% support the stay-at-home order. They support the steps being taken as far as social distancing in America. So this whole notion, okay, that somehow these protesters and the protesters, not just in Michigan, not just in places like Maryland and Virginia, and, of course, here in Nevada, all right, it is a severe minority. It is not some majority of people out there that are on board with these people that are taking these steps. So I just wanted to point that out and kind of get back to what the actual topic was. I mean, I understand, JD, you're very passionate as far as
both questions,
your thoughts
the Michigan and the Nevada
on overall
thing. Right.
what Steve Sisolak, his approach has been to this. But look, he's one governor in a country of of numerous governors that have very difficult decisions to make.
He's one governor.
And people say things like he doesn't have a plan, yet the same people that say he doesn't have a plan have absolutely no plan of their own that they would substitute it for. So it's just, look, we only have one president.
I've told you,
we only have one governor, and so they have to make the decisions. They have to make the decisions. And look, there might be some people that disagree with his certain decisions that he makes, whether it's having golf, et cetera, but I think you understand kind of the road I'm going down here.
So let me respond to both of you real quickly. First of all, some of the people that say they have a plan are some of the same people that said gaming should have never been closed. I think that is completely and utterly ridiculous.
I'm saying based on the economy in Nevada,
I understand.
Gaming, because of how important it is for tax revenue to pay for things, it probably should never have been closed.
But there's not even a tenth of a percentage of people that would agree with that, unless they are extreme, that think that the gaming and the casinos should have never been closed.
If they actually understood how necessary it is for the Nevada economy to exist.
But to your point, JD, he's using casino and hospitality and business leaders across the board to make the decisions. You think it's just Steve Sisolak that's saying, oh, you know what? I'm going to make these decisions on my own. I'm not going to listen to anybody who are leaders in those industries.
I think Steve
he's
Sisolak,
listening to people that matter.
I think he is trying to shoulder blame onto other people
if
and when the economy does implode, which, in my opinion, at this point, if casinos stay closed through July, which will be or through June, which will most likely be phase 4, then I believe.
Is he not listening to casino business leaders?
You guys got to let me interject.
Is he not doing that?
All right. You guys got to let me talk here for a second because I want to give you my opinion on the things you said and things you said. Yes, I'm with you, Chris. What happened in Michigan was a disgrace. Those people are extremely stupid individuals walking in there with their AR-15s. And they're just ignorant people, and it's dangerous. So that was my first question, and that's what we. But in regards to Governor Sisolak, the idea that Governor Sisolak wants to intentionally hurt local businesses and wants to intentionally hurt people in the state is a joke. Now, if you disagree with the way he's doing certain things, fine. But in my opinion, any logical human being would say, Governor Sisolak, when he shut down the Strip, he did the right thing. In fact, even many people on the right are giving him credit for that. But you've also been you have to be consistent. You've also been on the record on this show as saying you don't think gaming should have ever been closed. Which one is it?
I said I'm not sure that gaming should have been closed.
You didn't say you weren't sure.
Yes, I get, Brian. You are putting words in my mouth. I agreed with Sisolak shutting down the Strip simply because it will lose
you're
money.
disagreeing with yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm saying gaming collectively in Nevada should have probably not been shut down because
that's the Strip.
Because it's not.
What's gaming?
That's part of the Strip.
That's a huge part of the Strip.
Brian, the Strip cannot stay open because there's not enough tourism. You think
they would keep the Strip open without allowing any gaming? That would never happen.
Brian, the Strip would not make any money under the circumstances. You're twisting what I'm saying.
No casinos in Nevada would make money if there's a virus out there that you need to mitigate from.
I am saying
no casinos going to make money.
That gaming in Nevada should probably be an essential business, considering how essential
it should have remained open.
How essential it is. Just in Nevada, because of how keep in mind, our state is set up totally differently.
Okay, so JD,
we don't have a state income tax.
For me.
We don't have
JD,
a food tax.
Hang on.
The gas tax money was spent on a $21 million Swiss jet for Steve Sisolak a couple months ago.
Okay, you're confusing
me.
No,
I'm not confused. No, you are trying to spin what I'm saying, Brian. I'm not allowing you to do it, and I'm not going to allow you to do it because you're trying to spin when I know you're not.
I'm not trying to spin.
You are.
Okay.
You are.
You talked about the jet though too. The jet would have been either governor if he was Republican or Democrat. It would have been their jet.
I'm just saying, but that money came. That came out of the gas tax money.
Okay, so Steve Sisolak's a Democrat.
Right now,
he gets a jet, but no Republican governor would get a jet.
I'm trying not to interrupt.
I'm saying that money's been
spent. But you got to let me talk for more than 10 seconds. I'm trying to ask you a question, and I'm trying to get you to clarify what you said. I'm very confused, and I think if I'm confused, a lot of our listeners are confused. So I'm going to go through this again. You are willing to give Steve Sisolak, the governor, credit for closing the Strip,
which I've done for a month.
If you could let me finish. However, you're also telling the listeners that you think gaming is so essential that it should have never been shut down. So which one is it?
No, I am saying I think that gaming could be considered an essential business because of how important it is to keep the Nevada economy going.
So what does that mean?
And not just the economy, but also to pay for police officers,
what does that mean?
To pay for fire department, et cetera, et cetera. What do you mean? What does it mean?
Are you saying the casinos?
I just told you what it meant. You don't. If you can understand what it means, that's your problem, not mine. That being said,
are you
obviously you're trying to treat me like
an answer.
No, you're treating me like a caller. You're trying to push me in the corner. corner.
like a caller.
Yes, you are.
I'm using your
yes,
own words.
No, yes,
and
you
you're
are.
confusing.
And I'm not going to let it take place.
So you're
it is
telling
not going to happen.
Hold on. So you're telling me
that's not going to happen.
That gaming should have not been open, but you're okay with the governor shutting down the strip.
No, I am
and you're saying I'm putting words in your mouth.
I am saying that shutting down the strip was necessary because those businesses with no tourism, they were not going to make any money anyways.
You just said gaming was essential. So I'm trying to understand. You're okay.
No, but I'm saying gaming. There's not the gaming is not just the strip, Brian. There's a lot of casinos off the strip.
Right,
there's a lot of
Brian.
There's a lot of there's a lot of local casinos in Nevada that are not the strip.
Let's nail it down.
I think that gaming should have been considered an essential business because of how important it is to the economy. That being said, the strip can't open. And let me finish. No, you're not. No, you're not. The strip can't open because it would literally be setting money on fire because no one would go there, and it's tourism dependent. Now, other gaming establishments in the state, I think that you could make an argument because of how important that revenue is to keeping the economy and keeping the cities afloat. That you can make an argument that that's an essential business.
Okay,
now I'm finished.
JD, let's clarify this.
At least.
So you're saying that they should
in this one state in the country.
He's not going to let us talk. JD, so let me clarify this then. You're saying that they should have shut down the strip, but they should have kept all the other casino properties in the state of Nevada open. Is what you're trying to say?
I'm saying
is that what you're saying?
I'm saying you could make that argument. Yes.
Are you making that argument?
I'm saying you could make that argument. Yes.
Well, I think that's
okay.
That is,
but it's not ridiculous, Brian.
It's absurd.
It is not absurd. Where's the tax revenue coming from? If gaming is shut down until July, we have 4 months of no tax revenue whatsoever.
Let me interject.
Do you have any idea what that does to the economy?
Okay, you got to let me.
Do you have any clue?
You said you were finished. You got to let me interject now. We got to pinpoint what you're saying. You're saying that gaming on the strip, you're okay with them closing that.
Do you know why? Why? I'm going to put you in a corner. Why? Why am I okay with that, Brian? Why am I okay with that?
You could put me in a corner, but just let me finish my thought.
Okay,
please.
Great.
You're saying, and I'll start over because I was
okay.
interrupted. You're saying that you're okay with closing down the gaming casinos on the strip, but yet opening up a casino like Red Rock or the station casinos. And what I am saying, in my opinion, that is completely and utterly ridiculous.
That's fine.
That would never happen. You're willing to give Governor Sisolak credit for shutting down the strip
because it saved money.
Yet you're also willing to criticize him because your take is they should have opened up station casinos and Red Rock and all these other casinos, but closed down the strip. And I am telling you, there is not one logical gaming person and not one logical economist and not one logical doctor or scientist, in my personal opinion, that would agree with your stance.
We actually had one on the show last week. His name was Ryan Sheltra from Bonanza, and he actually agreed with me verbatim on that.
That was in Reno, actually. Yeah, Reno, right? Bonanza?
Yeah,
Is that what you're talking
Bonanza
about?
and Reno, yes. He actually had the exact same opinion. He gave us a 10-minute argument.
There is a fine line.
And he didn't agree with you that we should open up every other property except for the strip properties. He never agreed with you on that.
All he said was that, in his opinion, gaming is an essential business in Nevada because of the economy.
That's a different take.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not a different take. It's the exact same take. And I'm saying, I'm saying yes, gaming, because of how essential it is, should probably be open. That being said, if the strip were to open up, it would be literally setting money on fire. But right now, Brian, we're about to have to spend our $400 million rainy day fund just to stay afloat. That's going to have to happen.
They should open up station casinos today, but continue to keep the strip closed.
Brian,
that's your take.
We have 36% of our 5,000 cases are active in the state right now.
But that's what you think
there's not a lot of virus out there.
I understand.
There's hospitals that are not full. Hospitalizations have been down for 3 weeks.
You can give me all the stats you want.
Stats matter. You think they don't because I'm not a doctor.
No.
But stats matter.
Okay,
Brian,
so you think
look at it like
Red
this.
Rock should be open,
I've been handicapping sports for 5 years. That's what I've done every single day for 5 years. I stopped doing that, and I transferred that same thought process, and I put it towards this virus. So that's why I use stats the way that I do.
So again,
just to let you know.
We only have a couple more minutes, but to be on the record, again,
be on the record.
Right today, you believe that the station casino should be open, but the Flamingo and MGM and Caesars and all these other gaming strip casinos on the strip should be closed. And that is your position.
I've been saying that for 3 weeks. I literally, when we had this conversation, I think on like the 19th, I said yes. All local businesses should open May 1st,
including casinos.
Yes, and if Flamingo and MGM don't want to open, I don't think they should because they're not going to make any money anyways.
So what about Fremont? Should those casinos remain closed as well, or because that's not necessarily the Las Vegas Strip?
If they think that it can make money, then it should be open. But I don't believe that. I think anything on Fremont Street and the Strip most likely would not make any money.
So JD, what you just said, the decision is going to be based on whether or not they can make money. Like Like you think Nevada, you think Steve Sisolak, that's going to be the approach they take. Whether or not
I think
they can make money,
Steve Sisolak doing whatever he can to curry favor to the Democratic Party because he wants a higher level of office.
Well, there's where the truth comes out.
That's what I honestly say. It's not the truth. It's my opinion, Brian.
That's where the truth comes out with a lot of people. They make it political instead of
it is political, Brian. He just joined.
Well, that's your opinion.
He joined a pact with 4 Democratic states,
You gotta take a break.
Brian, to open up the economy.